Well, since the hate on Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi and Solo, and just the hate on those previous Star Wars films in general, I think has pretty much died down, and everybody loving Star Wars again, for the most part, and since Star Wars is going in a new crazy direction with all the different shows and movies and a whole bunch of all that stuff, I thought this would be the perfect time to finally stop and rank all three Star Wars trilogies. I ranked all these films separately many months back, and it's my second most viewed video, so I thought, why not rank all three Star Wars trilogies? Now, before I give you my ranking, let me know your guys' ranking down in the comment section below. Which ones do you love? Which ones do you hate? Which ones are more in the middle? Tell me your thoughts. And secondly, I love all of these trilogies. I really do. I love a lot of things in all of these trilogies, just some I like better. So even the ones that are in last place, I still like a lot of stuff in these trilogies. This was a difficult ranking for at least second place and third place. But without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in last place, I have the Star Wars prequels. Now, I'm not a prequel hater. I'm not somebody who thinks the prequels are terrible. Episode 1 and 2 are really dreadful movies. I really do think they're bad movies, and I think there's a lot of good stuff in them. The action, for the most part, is cool. There's some good lightsaber duels. But those two films, I think, are actually really dreadful movies for a lot of it. Episode 3 is one of my favorite Star Wars films, of all time. If you saw my ranking, you know it's pretty high up there. So it pains me to put this at last place just because of how much I love Episode 3. But the dialogue in a lot of them is wooden. The story, while consistent and original at times, is very bland. The dialogue is horrendous at a lot of points. And while the action sequences can be really cool, and the lightsaber fights are really cool, at times they're a bit too choreographed. And the movie and these films are so focused on politics and facial iterations, you can't really get engaged into it. And even though I love Episode 3, the way Anakin transforms into Darth Vader, probably the greatest movie villain of all time, is sad and pretty pathetic, and it's something me personally, do not enjoy. The visual effects, for the most part, are okay, and there are some really good moments, like stand-out Star Wars moments, but the story is just weak, and the rest of the film, and Episode 3, sadly, cannot save this trilogy. Coming in second place, I have the divisive sequel trilogy. Now, Force Awakens, I love. It's my third favorite Star Wars film. Last Jedi, I love. I think it was my fourth favorite Star Wars film. The Rise of Skywalker is my ninth favorite Star Wars film. So that means it's my third least favorite Star Wars movie. And there's a lot of problems with The Rise of Skywalker. And the entire trilogy is just a mess. It's a tonal, consistent mess. The lack of a vision makes the films feel inconsistent and just like they don't have a direction. Force Awakens set up a lot of good stuff. Last Jedi kind of concluded all that stuff. So J.J. Abrams didn't really have much to go by when he came to Rise of Skywalker. There's also a lot of really similar beats to the previous trilogies. And I love Force Awakens. I think it's a great movie, but it's a bit too similar to A New Hope at times. And I love Last Jedi. But besides the Canto Bight side plot between Finn and Rose and their relationship in the entire film, I really don't like. And I like a lot of moments in Rise of Skywalker, but it's just a drag to get through. It ruins a lot of the moments that the first 6 films set up about Anakin killing the Emperor, and it makes absolutely no sense. I really do love this trilogy, but the ending of the trilogy and the ending to this entire saga just hurts. But coming in first place, I have Star Wars, the original trilogy. This is probably one of the most iconic movie trilogies of all time. It truly is iconic. The storylines waver and fit in perfectly. The characters are fun and likable. The villain is great and is awesome. Yoda, being my personal favorite Star Wars character, is great in these films. And they have a perfect 3-act film. The original Star Wars film is one of the most successful films of all time, and it started the franchise. Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest sequels of all time, and while Return of the Jedi has more problems than the previous two, it is still a great way to conclude the franchise with great ideas, themes, and morals. The visual effects are stunning. The action sequences are awesome. The story's winger, the music, everything about these films and this trilogy is absolutely iconic. So those are my ranking of all three Star Wars trilogies. What do you think? Let's let know our thoughts down in the comments below. And if you guys like this, you guys like me talking about Star Wars, movie content, trailers, a whole bunch of that stuff, I do run a podcast every other Tuesday with a friend of mine. It's called the Movie View Podcast. And you guys can check out my Instagram at _Daniel77. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.